Okay, so this is a continuation of our series of the Leadership Challenge. We've talked about modeling the way, talked about inspiring a shared vision, talked about challenging the process, and now we're going to be talking about enabling others to act, which is a great thing. But what do we mean by that? So the definition I came up with, or to try to be clear, is to provide, so providing an environment that fosters other team members to speak into operational decisions and believe they have a direct part in the overall success of the company's achievements. Okay. So I was really specific with that because we want to create an environment, right? You have to be intentional about that. And it's not just any environment, one that fosters the team to literally speak into, have the ability to have decision making and operational decisions, and really believe in their hearts, right? That, hey, we have a direct part in the overall success of the company's achievements. The reason I said overall success is because along the way, we're going to have failure. And we need to embrace that as part of the journey that we go through together. And so that's why I said overall success, because we consider it a success if it's a successful failure, as we've defined before. So the question then is, why does it even matter that we enable others to act? And the first one really is that it fosters commitment. Okay. Um, I've been on several different boards. Some have been more healthy than others. And the boards that I have been on that have absolutely thrived, and the organization has thrived, and everybody has won, is the one where the leader will intentionally ask the board to speak into situations, difficult situations, tough circumstances, topics that get really messy and difficult. And just the act of that alone pulls us into a deeper commitment to the mission, the vision, the direction, because we really believe and feel that he or she has fostered an environment for us to be able to thrive and for us to be able to win together. We feel more bonded and united, and it fosters a commitment for us, and it ups the ante for us as well. If you think about even marriage, when you stand in front of a crowd, you go, why do we do that? Why do we even bother standing in front? We are literally pulling the crowd into this decision. We are going to be united in marriage, and we want you to be a part of our success and to hold us even accountable when we're questioning things. And so it fosters a deeper commitment when you do that together. Even when a client, think about a client asking you for advice, just the act of asking you, what do you think I should do? How do you think we should do this? Your level of commitment goes up because you feel like he or she values me as a person and wants to see what's going to come out of this. And so therefore, your level of commitment to that client and the project goes up dramatically. So it fosters commitment. The second thing is it opens different perspectives. Okay. How many times have you been in a meeting? I know I have, even with you guys, where everybody is giving different ideas, and all of a sudden you hear somebody say something, you go, wow, like I never, ever would have thought of that at all unless you would have brought that up. I've had that happen in our team meetings. I've had it happen on numerous occasions with me and Michelle where I'll ask her a question and she'll bring something up. And I thought, oh my gosh, that was just such a great perspective. I never, ever would have thought of that. And so it matters because it just allows us to bring in different perspectives. Because here's the thing, experiences in people's past matter. They have different experiences and different vantage points. And so they have also had different relationships, things that have gone well and things that have gone bad. You know, a lot of times wisdom really is just you've had so many different experiences. That's why I bring a different wisdom to the group, because I've had so many experiences for 18 years that I'm able to see things that can't be seen. Just because I've experienced all these different things, there's a new pair of eyes that can speak into these moments. And so that's a lot of times the collective wisdom that happens. So it opens different perspectives, and we should be excited about that. The third one is it deepens team unity. It deepens team unity for us, and it's really important. So I don't know why it is, but there's something in life where when you go through struggle with other people together, it just deepens the unity. Think about in sports, okay? When you've gone through all these struggles and difficulties and running and battling and going through games together, you're just unified and have a deeper unity with those people. In marriage, you go through ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And if you're hang in there, then what happens is there's a deeper bond, a deeper love, and a deeper unity that takes place. And the same goes with work. If you're in a workplace and you're going through difficult times, it just brings unity together. We're designed that way. When my dad passed away, when I was just about 18, I remember there was a picture of about 5 of my friends that all came down and kneeled down to pray with me. When he passed away, it was in the goal line. And I remember for weeks upon weeks, they just hung out, walked with me, journeyed with me. And no matter where we're at in life, I'll be around those guys, and it's an immediate connection because of the trials that we went through together. And so this deepens the unity, and it'll do the same with us if we're willing to go into that space. So then the question is, how does it look in real life? What does this really look like in real life? Well, the first thing is we have to get clear on the goal. You got to start off with a very clear target. And honestly, one of the hardest things you'll ever do in life is to spend time thinking through and getting real clear about where it is that you're going. Think about when you're trying to buy a house. For some of you that have already done it, you'll know what I'm saying. For some of you that are going to, hang on and listen. It's really important that you start to get real specific about, do we want to be close to this school? And is this going to be closer to certain areas that I hang out and work? And, you know, what size of kitchen, square footage, and bedrooms? And do we want a pool or not a pool, right? So there's just a lot of wrestling around till you finally get clear on the goal. Remember, Jill and I were looking at a house. We got really clear, except for we weren't clear on one specific thing, which is whether we wanted to be on a busy road or not, right? And so I remember she found this perfect house she loved, and I walked outside and said, no way, right? The kids could run out on the road, right? And we had to wrestle through that because we weren't quite clear on the goal. We had to get clear, and we finally did. Getting clear is the second thing on what you are asking for. So when it is you get clear on where you're going, what you're trying to accomplish, the next thing you need to do is you've got to be clear on what to ask your audience for. So the people that are participating, you want to be able to say, okay, look, so think about this, if I'm ever asking for feedback for something, so if I'm doing a project, I'm trying to get some market understanding, I get real specific with what I'm asking you to give me feedback about, right? If it's a marketing piece, I might say, hey, I really want to know that if this makes you feel a certain way, I want to know how you feel when you see it, your immediate knee-jerk reaction. I want to know if there's anything specific you might change. Is the language clear to you? Is the message clear? Right? I'm going to give them 4 or 5 really specific questions so that it doesn't get muddled, right? So my job is also to be clear on what I'm asking of you, and then even what you're not asking for from people, okay? Then the third thing is to foster the right environment for freedom. Okay, people will not open up if they don't feel safe to look silly. Okay, fear shuts down creativity. Connect with kids. You need to be silly, right? They're goofy and silly, and then they'll respond. Okay, I've led many groups over the years that are more kind of life groups with men. And the very first thing that I have to do in order to be the leader is I have to foster the right environment for them to be authentic and honest about what's really going on. Otherwise, we'll never make progress, and they won't have the freedom to feel like they can open up. Okay, so we have to foster the right environment. Otherwise, the rest of it doesn't really matter. The next one is we have to embrace messiness and process. Right? That's a tough one for some of us. And we have to set the right expectations that messiness is part of the deal. You just cannot get to the top of the mountain without having bumps or bruises, and it's just messy all the way to the top. And that's part of the process, is just embracing the fact that it's going to be kind of rough. Things aren't going to be linear. It's not going to be all put together. It's just going to be messy. And that's okay. That's part of the growth journey. By the way, it wouldn't be any fun. There wouldn't really be a celebration if there wasn't messiness, right? Because it would just be too smooth, too put together, and they'd miss out on all the joy that comes when you break through. And then you have to follow through. If you go through this whole process of pulling people in and enabling others to act and walking through this journey, then you have to follow through, right? You have to literally follow through with the actions, because there's no greater way to foster loss of confidence than if you're not following through. Because if people go, gosh, why did we just go through all that stuff and then we're not going to do anything with it? And then you lose steam, you lose momentum. So you have to be willing to follow through, which is hard, because my coach used to always say, everybody can start, but not everybody can finish. And then finally, we have to review results. Okay, so we're going to go look back as part of this journey and process, and we have to review the results, and we have to be willing to say, okay, what happened? How did that go? Was it good or bad? Or is there something we need to change? And we have to be willing to be courageous and honest to say, okay, maybe this didn't go as well as I thought it did. I just got off the phone with one of my friends, and they went through this whole renovation, and they're buying another house, and they listed their home for sale. And I remember asking him, and I said, how's it going? Right. And he could have easily said, yeah, it's going fine. But he said, it's not going well. Right. We're not getting any offers. I'm getting nervous. This is what's going on. Right. So we had to review what happened. Where are you at? How did we get here? Right. So sometimes it's a little scary because we're going to have to be honest about the fact that it didn't go the way I thought. I had a picture in my mind and I thought it was going to go this way, but oops, it didn't. And so we have to be willing to review the results and then make a change to hopefully do something different in the future. So before we close, I guess I would just sort of challenge each one of us. What can you do in the next week or so to foster enabling others to act in your life, at work, at home, at your community, wherever it is? What do you think you could do to enable others to act? So with that in mind, I will just open it up to any